Anyway, Trump is backing away from some of the crackdowns apparently because industry leaders went to him and were like, what the fuck are you doing? You're actually impacting our bottom line. No shit.
On immigration, what made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
Well, we're not targeting. In fact, if you look today, I put out a statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, you know, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, you know, great. And we're going to have to do something about that.
Not exactly sure what this will look like. Not exactly sure what kind of scale backs will take place. But this is part of the reason why I said, mass deportation, the way that these guys envisioned it, will not happen because it harms the bottom line far too much. From their perspective, from their calculation, it's good to shit on migrants because business owners rely on migrants being a permanent underclass, constantly in legal limbo, not getting their citizenship, so they can't actually actively fight for better wages and better workplace protections. They can be discarded and disposed of when companies no longer, or when companies feel like they want too much, like back pay, or they complain too much about sexual harassment and sexual violence that takes place in the assembly line. And they can just discard of them by calling ICE on themselves, only to turn around and bring in a fresh crop of undocumented migrants. And this means that ultimately the Trump administration is not white supremacist enough to fully go through with full purges of all undocumented. Of a selfish Trump voter who had his construction business raided in Florida and is asking Trump to legalize undocumented workers now.
So I really didn't want to do a video on this, but I've been asked by quite a few people what I thought about the immigration stuff happening at job sites all around the state of Florida, here in Tampa, Tallahassee. I've seen it everywhere. I've seen a lot of the videos, and it seems like a lot of people are just yelling and they're mad. I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand it either. It's not what I voted for. I voted for the criminals to be removed, 100%. But
dog, what are you saying? You think there were 20 million criminals? Like 20 million? Because that's the number Trump claims. That's what he wants to deport. He kept saying mass deportation.
There are a lot of hardworking immigrants in this country that are building this country. Going back to when I started building the Hard Rock, 85% probably immigrants, all hardworking people providing for their families. Talk to them, get to see their kids on their phones, hear them all interact, have great days, loving what they do. I've been to the trade schools here in Tampa. I don't see how we fill these positions. It's going to cause construction to collapse here. It worries me. I'm in a good position right now with the 2 custom homes I have coming up this year, but ultimately the shoes are not going to be filled by these people getting rushed out of here. So I'm not going to copy everybody else on this video here. I've got a solution. The solution, President Trump, is to not deport these gentlemen right away, these hardworking gentlemen and women that have been removed from these job sites. Get them legal status somehow, under a work visa, background check them, do whatever you need to do to make sure they're not criminals, but let's get them legalized.
Wow. I feel like I'm reacting to myself. That's crazy. What a quick turnaround, dude. Wow. If only there was someone who was just constantly talking about how the solution to undocumented migration, which is not even a real problem to begin with, but the appropriate solution to this fake problem that the Republicans claim is a massive problem is to actually document these people. I also told you that the moment this comes to their neighborhood, they will very quickly realize that this was up. They will realize that it's up, for one, the humanity of it all, the inhumanity of it all, because these are dudes that he's friends with, people whose families he's met. And if he doesn't recognize the humanity of it, or the inhumanity of the situation, he will certainly recognize the financial outcomes. For months, I told you, I told you that this was going to happen if Trump wins. I told you that the Democrats not positioning themselves as defenders of migrants was going to only cause people to believe that the Trump administration's agenda was true. I said it every single day.